The experiment is over, puny humans. We are going to take a look at the patch notes and see what's going on for this season in Despot's game. Let's jump into it right now. Alright guys, let's jump right into it, and we're going to see what is in the update. We're going to unpack it, I'm going to give some of my opinions, and we'll see where we're at. Fresh mutations, new enemy abilities, 6th King of the Hill season results. I barely played. I'll be honest, I went from about 100 hours every season to maybe 10? I'm going to say less than 10. Probably closer to 5. Last season, you probably noticed I didn't barely put in any videos last month. So let's see here. New mutations. Targeting tower receives 200% of the effect from towers. Okay. Effective against tanks. I'm not sure what class that's for. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'll have to see. I don't know if it's for tanks or if it's for eggheads. It's effective against tanks. I don't know. Thunder Lance. When attacking, Tricksters have a 5% chance to summon Mage Lightning at the target. Strength of the lightning depends on the ability level of the mages. So a 5% chance that they're going to summon lightning at the target, and the strength depends on the level of the target. So it is a direct counter to mages, it sounds like. That's kind of nice. I like that. And I think a lot of people will like that. More direct counters. It doesn't just have to be against mages. But I like that. I like that kind of mutation. If you're going to have class-specific mutations, I want things like that. That's really, really cool. Like, very specific. And this is how it is, right? And I think that's cool. I think that's a really cool mutation. Now we have the new active enemy ability. Swoop for the beak. So the birds look like they're swooping down and bonking you on the head. The mutated toucan Sams on your Fruit Loops are going crazy here. What do? Beaks who team up with the fungi swoop down at their puny human enemies, unleashing their rock-solid beaks onto pink, unsuspecting heads. This attack makes them more dangerous for backline units. I like that. Some people might not like that. I want counters to backline. I want backline troops to be in more danger. I know they're squishy, but they've been protected. They've been so safe since Season 2. Or, well, beginning of Season 3. And we need more of that, right? If you want to run those types of classes where you just can't camp them all in the back line, there needs to be some risk in there. In my mind, anyway. Alright, so balance changes. This is the big one. The big one. We've changed our mind. So I'm going to assume if you're watching this that you kind of have a rough idea of the changes that happened last season, but if you don't, there was a big change that happened at the beginning of last season. A lot of mutations were taken away, a lot of variation and power was taken away, and I put out a video saying that I thought the game was gutted. So I was very, very against the changes personally, and so were some other people, but I will say the community seemed kind of 50-50, at least in the polls, but I don't have access to all the feedback, right? I'm just going based off of what I've seen and what I've read in the Discord, and I would say that, yeah, most people probably did want it to go back. Let's see, at the start of the previous Season 6 that has just ended, we made an experimental change. Almost all random... Wait, is it seasons? Did I skip Season 6? I don't know. I skipped that whole season, so pretty well. Almost all random mutations... So this was the change. Almost all random mutations that used to drop for one class out of several available ones now drop for one particular class. That kind of reads like it's clear as mud to me. So essentially what it is delayed paint used to drop for everybody, right? Then it only dropped, then just all of a sudden it was only available for eggheads. And so on and so forth. And these were very, very powerful mutations that completely flipped the game upside down, right? Taking it away from so many classes. So that's what it was. That's the link to the last season's update. The experiment showed that ... Well, basically, you humans mostly hated it. Yeah, so I just said that, like, I think a lot of people disliked it. There was people that liked it. From what I saw, a lot of the arguments against the changes made a lot more sense. The arguments to keep it, or that were for it, my opinion is that a lot of it was just, I only want the mutations that I want for the classes that I want, kind of making the game easier, streamline it almost, you know. And to me, that's not the essence of the game. Not why I play it. Like, personally, that's why I never would have played it. I never ever would have played the game if it had been like that in the first place. Because I like RNG, and I like variations and variety in my games. So we're rolling this change back. Okay, so they're going back, kind of, I think. However, we'll move in this direction with some of our new mutations. They're already kind of doing that, right? They've got mutations out there already that are specific, and that's fine. Which basically means a lot of mutations are going to be class exclusive, and there will be actually already is a portion of multi-class mutations, and that's fine, right? I think that we needed more in the pool. It was really, really bad. It was really bad. There was, my opinion was, you didn't even have to. The PVE was a complete waste of time. It was an exercise in who could manage their food the most, and that's the least exciting part of the game to me. Okay, so let's get down here into the actual balance and tweaks. Delayed Pain is now available for Tricksters only. So I feel like this is at the top for a reason, because it's the big one. Delayed Pain is the strongest mutation in the game. Okay, it's the strongest mutation in the game. So this right at the top, I'm going to say, and I'm trying not to be super critical, because I think that this is going to be, I think these changes are going to be good. This one I don't like, because, like I said at the beginning of last season, the second I saw the mutation table and Eggheads had Delayed Pain, no one else did, I said they're going to be way stronger, and everything else is going to be, certain classes are also going to be way stronger, like cultists, right? Cultists and mages, because there was nothing to stop them from dealing damage. Basically, if you only have Delayed Pain on one class, they become, maybe not the meta, but they become an elite class just by default. Maybe I'll be proven wrong, but I don't think so. I would highly suggest trying Tricksters this season. I think that they're probably going to be a really strong class, and they should, like, I mean, they've never been strong, so it would be nice to see them be that way. Soul Destruction is now available for Tricksters and Fighters only. I don't mind that. I don't mind having mutations available for a couple classes. Hail Satan damage nerfed. That's fine, right? Do the nerfs. Nerf it into the ground. I've had enough Hail Satan. I've had enough of it. I think that the mutation itself needs reworked. Like, completely reworked. Maybe it shouldn't be hitting 100% of enemy troops or something like that. That's my opinion, right? I think that the mutation's broken. That's, like, like, you go to PvP and all your troops just go pop, right? Like, it's not that fun. Sweet Pill to Swallow, attack speed bonus buffed from 50% to 80%. That's good. I like that. I like that change. Anything that's in favor of buffing up some of these classes that have been bad since the beginning of the game, or just not as useful. I mean, healers are never going to be meta, I don't think, right? I don't think. But it's good to see them be maybe more useful. Maybe you can find a way to make them good. Health link bonus. Like, so the health for the cultists that you get from your fighters has been doubled, right? So it's gone from 50 to 100%. I thought when they first brought this mutation in, I thought for sure, I was racking my brain trying all kinds of things to see if I could make it work, and I couldn't, right? I was certain the devs have an idea and trying to make fighters be viable in some way, shape, or form. I couldn't make it work. Maybe now it will. I don't know. Powerful Pill, damage bonus buffed from 20 to 30. Another nice little change. Magic resistance buffed. So this is nice, right? Magic resistance is buffed. So we're going from 50% at level 3 to 55, and at level 4, 75 to 85. So those are nice little changes. It might not seem like much, but it's going to make a difference. And Hail Satan being one of the most commonly used mutations having that nerf coupled with the magic resistance, maybe it's not as bad. It's just there's a lot of squishy classes out there. In Christmas Brawl mode, magic resistance was also buffed. I admit I only did a couple runs this season on Christmas Brawl because I didn't like the mutations again in there. I felt like it was just too empty for my liking. So hopefully it's better. We'll have to see. I don't know if the mutation pool's how that's gonna shake out for Brawl. I don't know how it's gonna be. It doesn't really mention it in here if it's going back. Improvements. Starting team position is saved and carried to new game. That's a nice change. That's a cool change. If you hover over a human's name in the death log, it shows the item they carried before dying. This is a change that people have been asking for. I think it's a good change. The color always showed like in there. Like this means that it's a gray. It was a tier 1 shield. But I mean, people didn't necessarily know that. Now, if you go over it, it's just going to show you the item, right, and tell you what it was. I think that's a great change, and it shows the devs are listening and they're taking the feedback. Little thing here. Fencers, tricksters, and throwers now have unique animations for class abilities, so those will be fun to check out. The rest of the classes will follow soon. And I don't know if I've mentioned it or if it's been mentioned in any of the videos that I've done, but these animations are also part of the balance of the game. That's what the devs are hoping to do. So that's something to keep an eye on. Plans for the next update. Okay, the button shop. I don't know what the hell this is. Lots of little buttons. But you probably have to spend tokens on them too, right? I'm assuming. Let's go down here. There's not enough buttons in the game. I gotta agree. I used to have a button collection when I was a kid. Yes, exactly. Need more buttons. That's why we're going to add more buttons. Hooray. That you're going to be able to press outside of battle. Think of them as some kind of consumables. Oh! What will they be for? Healing humans, recruiting new ones. Recruiting new ones, interesting. Look at these again. This is going to be like a food one? Feed your people. Healing, that makes sense. That's going to be some kind of like a, I'm going to guess, damage buff. Be a recruit a new person. That looks like a deja vu. Interesting. So where are we at here? Basically, we are designing this feature to give you an ability to turn an effed up run around. So that's going to be really, really good for new players, especially. And even old players that are trying to like a lot of people min-max in this game, right? So if you're min-maxing and something just goes wrong a little bit, maybe you can fix a run with one of these buttons. So that's nice. That's nice. And there's that PvE stuff. I do read the forums on Steam, by the way. And I see a lot of people complaining that there's no PvE stuff. These guys are putting PvE stuff in here. New mutations count as PvE. New enemies, all that stuff is PvE. I know it might not be what you're looking for or what you have in mind, but it is PvE content. So keep that in mind. This is PvE content, right? It just might be not what you're wanting. But it also, if I can say, I'm gonna say this: if you're gonna complain and say there's not enough PvE content, give the devs some feedback and tell them what you want, right? Like, what is it that you want in the game for PvE content, not just, well, there's no PvE content. What do you want, right? Tell them, because these guys listen. They listen. So let's go in here, and it's time to wrap up the 6th King of the Hill season. Awesome fool. We're not going to go through the whole list here. All these schmucks are ahead of me. I didn't play. I threw in the towel. Good for them, though. I mean, congratulations, fool, and everybody else that was at the top here. Good job, guys. And that looks like that's it, guys. That's it. That's the update. I think it's going to be a good update. I think it's going to be a good season. You're going to get a lot of videos out of me this season. I think the game's going to be in a better place. We'll see if it's in the best place. I don't think it will be in the best place, but it's definitely going to be better than it was. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think about the updates. Let me know if you disagree with me on things. I really like to have the conversations. And guys, good luck. Good luck this season, and I will catch you on the next one.